The movement must continue. See, we let it go to sleep. This movement's got to be woke up again.
Hey guys, my name is Renee Unique with the Plug Network Online. Thank you for joining me on your midday and lunch break on Unite Louisville. And today's guest is Dee Garrett with X-Hate. And we are here, we getting ready to talk about some serious things that's going on. There's a lot going on here in our community. There's a lot going on everywhere. We are in the middle of a war. And, you know, and sometimes, you know, it's just time to get down to real conversation. So I invited this gentleman here. He is putting in the work. He's doing a lot in the community. He is fighting for us. He is fighting for justice. He is fighting for his life. He's fighting for equality. He's fighting for not only his life, but he is fighting for the next generation to come. And one thing about it, I always invite leaders, right, and people that are trying to just move this city forward in a positive way. Sometimes we make sacrifices because he has a story, he has a testimony. God is using him, and he is using him the correct way to help change lives, right? And that's one thing that we all know that I support, and that's what I'm about. And this is what Unite Louisville is all about, is bringing the people to the people, the voice and the platform. And that's exactly what we are doing. So I've asked him several times, and thank God he is joining us. And he's got a lot to talk about, and I want you guys to hear his compelling story. How you doing, Dee?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
All right. No, thank you. Because, I mean, you've been through a lot from, you know, because you actually used to play football, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you lost a scholarship. What happened?
I gave up my senior year to come down and protest for Brianna. So basically, my coach called me in the office, was like, D, you can't do both. You're either going to protest or you're going to play football. And I broke down, and I just felt led to come to Louisville. And that's what I did. You know, I packed my cross up, and I used to drive because I was in college. I used to drive almost 2 hours when I used to come down to protest. And I used to just sleep in my truck. And, you know, Miss Shamika was the one, like, she used to help me, you know, and everything when I come down. But, yeah, like, I put my football career on hold.
And every time I knew his story, but I want you guys to hear this. And every time I hear this story, my soul inside burns. Because I know the difference between sacrifice and passion and what God is leading you to do. And that's exactly what he is doing. And, but X-Hate, your organization actually, it has a story behind it, right? So when you started this organization a couple of years ago.
Yeah, well, it's been a while. It's been manifesting for years, like back to when I was in prison. And just waking up and seeing how my friends and seeing how I have lived in the past, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to give people platforms. Right. You know, for they can, because a lot of people that come from where we come from or been through what we've been through, like living the street life, we really don't get the opportunity to have a platform to speak.
Right.
So X-Hate, really the biggest thing that I wanted to focus on with X-Hate was prison and jail ministry. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we forget about those that's locked up.
Right.
You know, and when we really think about it, Jesus used a lot of people that was locked up.
Yes, he did. Because yes, he did. He did.
So I wanted to give those type of people a platform, you know, and I have a big heart for those, you know, the hood dudes, you know, the ones that society, you know, push aside. And X-Hate just came to me, man. God showed me X-Hate because I wanted to give people hope.
Right.
You know, I want to show people that, man, listen, you could be from the streets.
That's right.
You can be locked up.
Right.
You could you can have a crazy path. Right. But I want people to understand that iron sharpen iron. You know what I'm saying? By us speaking and sharing our life and sharing our testimony, we can uplift each other and help change each other's life. So that's basically what X-Hate is about.
And it's right. And you know what, when I hear the ex-hate, because the thing about it is when someone is in prison, right, you can't lose your mind unless you allow them to control your mind, right? So another thing is if I hate myself, right, then I cannot value my self-worth, and I can't value other people, and I can't value my life, where my life is want to be. And I love that, because if you think and look, ex-hate is like, well, I'm not going to hate that individual because of their skin color, and I'm not going to hate that individual because of what their past is, right? Because none of us is perfect. We all have a past, and that's it. I don't believe in the 3 strikes you out thing. I don't.
I don't either. And to go deeper, I got to meet Nipsey Hussle's aunt and talk to his mom, and that's my idol, because I really feel like that's my gift. I grew up in Hamilton, Ohio. It's not that far from Cincinnati, but I grew up, I was in the middle of my friends, gang banging. Some of my friends was blood, some of them was Crips.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I was always that person that brought them the love and be like, yo, we boys, this and that. But really, something else that really helped push ex-hate is that I wanted to change, man, because I got tired of people around me dying.
Right.
And it was to gun violence. It was over a color of a flag. And that's what I want ex-hate to be, is that, yo, bang this, bang ex-hate. You feel me? Bang the blood of Christ. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. It's more of a brother.
And that's what Nipsey's music was about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what his music was.
Truth.
The truth. It was real. And that's what, and people like you and so many other people out here that are living the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
They're living the truth, right? And they're giving up their dreams, giving up their freedom, right? Taking the abuse from all over the place, whether it's from the jail system, whether it's politicians, you're losing a lot. Yeah. You're sacrificing a lot. You're losing income. Mm-hmm. You made that decision of say, hey, that's a really hard decision. It's not like you get up in the morning, I'm going to clock in and I'm going to put my 2 weeks notice in. That's something, you know what I'm saying? That is a decision that we make, but to something that you really, really loved and you worked hard for a cause, of a purpose, because of another human being felt like it was okay to take another life because I feel like I can.
And that's when that, and even when you're going through that, man, the bitterness want to come, the anger want to come. And talking to Reverend Elliott, man, it really changed my life, man, because he said he was marching.
Yeah, civil rights leader, yes.
He was marching with Martin Luther King, and he said that they pulled up, and it was a group of white people, rocks, sticks, all this and that.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King and Reverend Elliott stepped out the car, and Martin Luther King got hit in the face with a rock. And Martin Luther King picked up that rock, and he said, the same rock you hit me with, basically said, I'm going to love you. I'm going to use this rock, and I'm going to build love on top of this rock. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like what I want to do with my situation. By an officer punching me 4 times, I want to take those punches and build love from those punches.
And we're going to talk about that. We got a lot to talk about when we come back from break. Hi, my name is Renee Unique with Unite Louisville on the Plug Network Online. Check me out every Friday at noon on your lunch break. Stay connected and stay plugged in.
Want your brand or business featured on The Plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you.
Hey guys, thank you for coming back from your lunch break and tuning in with us. Again, my name is Renee Unique. We're Unite Louisville, Plug Network Online. Today's guest is Dee Garrett with X Haiti. We were talking about a couple of things on break. And before we went on break, we were talking about Pastor Dr. Charles Elliott, which he is, you know, we are very fortunate and blessed that this man is still around. He is still around, and he's very powerful. Civil rights leader. He is teaching us. We are learning from him. He is guiding us. He has took us under his wing. We have actually marched here in Louisville and did a lot of peace walks and a lot of unity walks and stop the violence walks. And even when we did our Breeway, he supported us the whole time. And I'm going to tell you, he was talking about some of the stories. That's the thing, like. Our civil rights leaders and people that are just trying to just help, just do the right thing, the things that they go through, the police brutality, the locking up, and what you went through physically yourself and mentally. And one thing about it, I'm just praise God that God has basically has covered you. Yeah. He's covered you because he knows that one thing about it is this work, the community work, activism, being an advocate is not easy. It is not easy at all. And I know that we were, what was that the other day when I seen it was a Martin Luther King ceremony, the assassination of Martin Luther King, and we were there. And I know, because I think you spoke, didn't you? Well, I know we go through so many things. I know you spoke because we usually at the Bishop Lyons table every Friday. We was at the Martin Luther King assassination dinner, and then we was at the candidate spotlight. But I know that you speak all the time.
Yes, ma'am.
And every time you speak, I'm like, oh my God, like you the truth.
I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be. Like I said before, I gotta stay in Christ, man. I gotta stay in God. Because if we don't stay in Christ or God, we lose it. We spaz out. And I thank God that He has covered me. Yes. Because I have been through a lot of trauma. A lot of people don't understand. Like I lost everything. I had my own landscaping business. And this is not my home. This is not where I'm from. I'm an hour and 45 minutes away from home. And my family be like, Dee, come home. Yeah. Your support is here. Yeah. And and I almost did it. I almost went home, right? Mm-hmm. And but that's not what God got for me. That's right. Because that will show a lot of people like, well, shoot, when stuff get hard, just run from your problems.
And right. So, and you know what I always say, we always say the Proverbs, and the proverb what we say is when you lose something, you're actually winning and you're gaining. Yeah. And just because you lost that business and lost that landscaping business and lost income, God's going to give it back to you 3 times more. Yeah. Right. So sometimes when He writes that story, you may not see what He's exactly doing. And sometimes you won't want to question that. But there's always a bigger light at the end of the road, right? And that's what X Hate is doing for people, for youth. You tell us exactly what you've been working on and what you're doing, with the kids and what type of event you got coming up.
I know. I have a big event in this Saturday. I know the park people have been trying to give me a runaround, trying to keep me from not having it. So we're just gonna do it Saturday. Okay. And that Saturday is gonna be a community panel. David James will be there. Awesome. Reverend Elliott. I have a mentor coming in. Okay. Dr. Rouse, he's flying in to be on there. Yes. So it's people, Shamika's gonna be on it. So the people that I really look up to, that I look for advice and guidance, I get to communicate with in the news, and people will see, the real change that we are doing here in Louisville. But not just here in Louisville, it's going to grow to other states.
Right. And that's why I invited him here to get his side of the story so he can have a voice, so you can hear him, right? And because sometimes with the media, there's a complexity of sometimes the things may not be true. And they're not true. And you get caught up in the propaganda, and some people, sometimes media, they just don't tell all the factual information,
you're right.
especially when it comes to us, right? They cut little pieces out, little cuts here, little clip here, and they want to basically they're more of for the show and not actually telling the truth of what has happened to you and what you're going through. Speaking of that, I have a question for you. Manly, how do you feel about him in this book?
Who?
Manly.
Oh, man.
This book.
I mean, it really, it breaks my heart, because he is taking the whole story and flipping it for his game. You know what I'm saying? And it breaks my heart to not just I just think about Bree's mama.
Right.
Because if we feeling the way we feeling, imagine how Bree mama is feeling. Right. Imagine how Bree's family is feeling. And it's just like, yo, you don't took Bree away from the family. Now you want to do this and with so much pride. And it's like, when all people, like, admit y'all faults. You know what I'm saying? Say you sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it hurts me because that's one thing LMPD lack in doing.
The insensitivity.
Yes. It just hurts. It hurts.
It's like a sword, It's like a sword in your heart. It is to know that you look at us or you look at me as less than.
It's not even. It's. I feel like you can kill, beat, and do whatever you want to us.
Yeah.
And what it's showing here in Louisville, you think you're going to get away, but strongly in my spirit, the Bible say, touch not my anointing and do my prophets any harm. So in our reality, you think for a season you getting away with it, but in our reality, you reap what you sow. Right. And I just pray. I pray for Bree's family. I pray because one thing about, Miss Palmer, Bree's mama has showed me is strength.
Oh yeah, Tamika, she is a very, I love her. I've known her for a while, and I love her. And I love her like a sister. And she's a strong woman. But sometimes as a mother, I can't imagine the pain that she's enduring when she's every day is something, it's a slap in the face, whether it is, not getting the justice that she deserves, that Brianna deserves.
It's coming.
It's just every day, the ridicule, the comments, the backlash, the laughs, the lies, all of that she has taken. She's taken this for years, and she still is taking it. And I know that she is so happy and thrilled that people like you and I and so many are taking a stand. And so when we come back, we're going to go into our final segment. We're just going to take a break, a pause for a second, and come back with us. Hi, my name is Renee Unique with Unite Louisville on the Plug Network Online. Check me out every Friday at noon on your lunch break. Stay connected and stay plugged in.
Want your brand or business featured on the Plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you.
All right, guys, and we're back. Again, my name is Renee Unique with Unite Louisville, and I have Dee Garrett with X-Hate. And so what we always do on Unite Louisville is we uplift one another, right? And we uplifting you guys in the community. So these are some things that we just talk about. Sometimes you take the good with the bad, and you have the ups and the downs, and but so we're just going to balance it right now. We're going to talk about all of the great things that are going on and what Dee is doing with the kids and the police, and also what are some other things we were talking about on break that you're currently working on and doing, and what you would like to talk about, how God's, using you to.
We're trying to make X-Hate, be able to go to different states, and Dr. Rouse, somebody that's one of my mentors, somebody I've been working with to the point that, Louisville right now can be that lead example. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? One thing you never seen through all this stuff that happened with, George Floyd, with anybody in the movement, whatever. Sometimes we gotta go into the lion's den. Yeah. Sometimes we gotta face our fears. Sometimes we gotta step into those that oppress us, right? And I think one thing that keep our people, when I say that Black and brown people bound up, is unforgiveness. We take that hurt and that pain, and we allow it to run our life. Yeah. So with what happened with me, and we could talk about, Erica Shields slandering my name, Aaron Amers punching me and all this and that, but it's deeper. It's been going on for a while, because the same officer that assaulted me is partners with the officer that assaulted my girlfriend, Cheyenne, broke her wrist. So these are partners, and like I for a while, man, I was just trying to push this story and say like, yo, this was a malicious attack. They had this plant and all that. You could hear it on the scanner. You could hear all that, right? Mm-hmm. But God was like, yo, I got it. I need you to do what I'm telling you to do. Right. And lately I've been trying to, talk to Erica Shields. Deny me. I've been trying to talk to Majors and all this and that, and say, okay, well, you can ignore me, but what is the next steps? Like, what do you do when y'all do mess up and somebody is a victim of police brutality, or it is a family that lose their life to police brutality? Where are y'all helping? Like, what is the process to build that trust back? What is the process to show people that, we're sorry? And I think I'm trying to push in to help build something that can help our people, and that can help build the trust, because I done met so many officers that come up to me with tears in their eyes and say, D, thank you. All of us ain't bad. Because all officers, they are giving up their life, and not all of them are bad, right? Not all of them are rotten apples. Yeah. A lot of them, they want to do the right things too, and that's to serve the community and serve their badge. But then it's always them ones. Serve friendly. Hearing his story, hearing that he worked as an officer and all this and that. Yeah. It's officers that really, man, they're not out to get us. You know what I'm saying? But those bad officers, are the ones that make it bad for the good officers, man. And what happened with Aaron Amers and me, like I said on the news, I forgive him. Because at the end of the day, I got to take care of my mental. I got babies. You feel me? I got a family. And I can't, and when I say our people, brown and Black people, we hold on to stuff, and it bounds us up. And that's where we become angry, and then you have that the mental illness and the lashing out, and that is the thing. That's why I love this X-Hate, right? So look at it like, get rid of the pain, right? Get rid of the trauma. Let's forgive. Let's keep it going and continue to do the will of God and the work that He has anointed you to do. Well. And right now I'm working on being ordained. That's my thing. Like, what I'm working on right now is being able to go into the jails and the prisons, so I could just show my card and get in. You know, and I think sometimes, you know, people will look at it, well, he's going into jail. Like, no. Sometimes we gotta get into the midst, and
yes,
we gotta get in it.
Yes, get in the trenches, go to the people.
And I thank God that the situation happened to me with the officer punching me. For the simple fact that it made me a better person. It helped me get closer to God. It helped change my life for I can be a better vessel to help other people change their life. You know, sometimes, you know, people want to hear the bad stuff you went through.
Yeah,
because that bad stuff will give people hope.
It does give them hope.
You see what I'm saying? So that's I want to help give people hope, and then I'll go back to why X Hate started. Is to use my story,
right,
and use my life to give people hope. To say like, oh, Dee, like, how did you make it through you being assaulted by the police? How did you build trust back? Forgiveness, love. See what I'm saying? And when you get that in your spirit, the depression will not conquer you. The anger won't conquer you. And you know, hate can't cast out hate. Only love can do that.
Right. I like that. So I tell you what, we have a couple of minutes left, and you know, I want to talk about, speaking of that, this past weekend, I had a youth outreach in Elliott Park, and just, it didn't take much. It didn't really cost much or anything. And I had some sponsors, some donations, and we put it together. We had a youth outreach and provided like food and resources. Just a day of fun. We had different things out there. We played kickball, and just watching the kids in their own neighborhood, because in that area, it's a lot of violence that goes on in the area. It's like a high crime area. Watching those kids that took over that park, they regained their park back. And they played all day and were able to be kids. They played basketball. We played badminton. They played, I mean, we had the whole volleyball set up, everything that was out there, and they enjoyed themselves. They had a good old time. And and I stepped back and I could look at their faces like somebody cares about me. Like literally, like I'm just not just saying this. Their face was like a stranger cares about me. They care about my safety, my well-being, and me being a child. And they stayed there all day until we left. But one thing I noticed, they left when we left. Is that a problem? In a way, that is a problem, because there's a park across the street from my house, but I'm going to leave when the adults that care about me leave. They didn't even stay. Wow. They left when we left, and we left about a little bit after 7. But I want to congratulate you for everything that you do. I want to thank you. And he has an event coming up, actually with the 16th. Yeah, the 16th. So please continue to support what he does. Donate, volunteer, support everything, because he's doing some phenomenal work out there. And thank you guys for tuning in. Unite Louisville, and have a safe weekend. Be blessed. Hi, my name is Renee Unique with Unite Louisville on the Plug Network Online. Check me out every Friday at noon on your lunch break. Stay connected and stay plugged in.
Want your brand or business featured on the Plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you.